as well. We are here. I think if everything's gone to plan, I am here with a stream. Yo, what's up, Kusakabe? What's up, Maso? If everything's gone to plan,
You look like a kid.
I do. I'm proper baby faced.
Yeah.
I'm not a child. I'm a 20-year-old man who's come here to talk about anime for a bit. Right. Let me well, we'll give it a little 5 minutes. See if Jaff rocks up. See if we can get some people in the stream.
Will probably be about 20 minutes, half an hour.
Alright, no worries.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Larue isn't dead. Do you know, if you said that last time, I don't remember, but if you did, then I apologize. I'm very sorry. We heavily underestimated Larue's power. He also got, like, a huge curse technique buff. Thank you, Kusakabe. It's not really sitting how I want it to right now, because it's, like, fresh out the shower, and it just now like, flops onto my head, but is what it is. Yeah, Larue went crazy, bro. He not only survived the Black Flash, he's still going. And it got revealed that his curse technique is a lot better than we thought it was. Which is crazy. You're not a 20-year-old. I am 20, bro. I'm not. It's not young. I turned 20 like a week ago.
Happy belated birthday. I had no idea.
I didn't really tell anyone. What's up, Adrian? Okay. Oh, we got 20 views already. What the hell? Guys, like the stream so I can become like big and famous in YouTube, you know? Yuji did go. I can't wait to talk. I can't wait to get into it. Miguel didn't do anything. That doesn't mean he won't. He did try and run away, but Larue was there to drag him back into it again. How are we all doing? We got a fair few people in here. What's up, Jalen? What's up, Julius? So my goat just a punch kick merchant? I mean, he is, but he's like... He's no Hakari, you know? He is the punch kick merchant. He's throwing hands with Sukuna kind of punch kick merchant. Hakari is like... There you go.
Do you think Prison Realm would be able to hold Maharaga? You've been asked.
Do I think Prison Realm will be able to hold Maharaga? Yes, because Gojo said something about like he felt like he didn't have cursed energy, right? So like, I assume Maharaga's like something to do with cursed energy. It would just completely basically negate his technique before it had time to adapt, if that makes sense.
Big MB Raya got in.
What's up, Ryan? Yeah, the Yuji stock's paying off big time. Oh, wait. One of their Yuji haters, man. Who hates Yuji? I want names. Who's hating on Yuji?
I'm so glad after that. After the ranking stream.
Yuji easily special grade, bro.
Down 2 into grab was one of them.
Easily in special grade. What's up, down 2 into grab? Oh, that's a hell of a name. No one hates Yuji, it's just agenda? Yeah. That seems to be like the main thing at the moment, is it's just putting characters down for the agenda pushing, you know? That is Jed. How much damage do you think Yuji's Black Flash will actually do to Sukuna? Because I'm going to be bummed out if it turns out that the Black Flash did nothing. I mean, we've seen him do damage to Sukuna, like, on the level, if not more than, like, Maki, without a Black Flash. And we know that his soul strikes already screw over his output and loosen his connection over Megumi, so I think it hit hard. Like, even if it didn't do damage to him physically as much as, like, it probably should have, because if Sukuna's done a Black Flash on Maki, and Maki's come out alright, I can't imagine he's going to be too physically damaged, but his soul is going to be, like, getting shredded. Yuji's Black Flash did look strangely stronger. I don't know if that's just, like, the way Gege chose to draw
I think
it.
it's intentional.
I think it's likely that he Black Flashes better than Sukuna does, whatever that might mean. There has been a lot of Gojo stuff recently. There has. I was talking to Kaya Breeze on his stream the other day. We were talking about the Gojo stuff, the volume covers, that tribute video, the empty airport. There's a lot of signs. A lot of signs. A lot of copium fuel, you know?
Did it look like Maki got cut in half? I don't remember that panel.
Don't think so. She just kind of got shredded a bit, but it's not the first time that she's tanked, like, a crap ton of dismantles to the stomach. I think she'll be alright. She'll just take a while again. You were in that stream? I'm glad. It was a fun time. Cope never dies. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Do you think Megumi or Sukuna is going to summon the merger? I think the merger is going to come into play eventually. It is kind of like... It's tricky because it creates a problem with Megumi, where if Sukuna is going to summon the merger, it has to be before they separate Megumi from Sukuna. So then if they manage to separate Megumi before the merger starts, then the merger might, like, become something very different, or, like, that story may go in a very different direction from what we thought, because Megumi will still have control over it. But I think it's likely that Megumi might actually just stay with Sukuna for the moment, and that's when the merger will come into play. It's very unpredictable, though. Okay. Let me pull up these scans then, and we'll have a look what's been going on in this chapter. I'm not putting them on stream though, because I do not want to get my channel nuked into the ground. If that's okay with everyone. Right. Let me see. Oh, when I heard... So, when he started doing... what's his name? Is it Maya? The guy who does the Twitter leaks? Maya? He didn't, like, post an actual page at first. He just said, chapter starts with a Gojo flashback. And I was like...
Uh-oh.
Oh, damn. And then it wasn't so much a flashback, more of, like, one of those informative things that they kind of do, like when they talk about Kusakabe, kind of. Sorry, go on.
No, finish your point.
I was just going to go through it and like pretty much reiterate what Gojo said.
Okay, right. Just before we do that then, down to into grab, it's such a long name. Says, question, I think it's impressive that Yuji have multiple techniques, divergent fist, blood manipulation, soul swap, fish arms. Isn't it strange he has all of these when most sorcerers don't?
Like, kind of. I think Divergent Fist is just a generic thing people can do, right? But the soul stuff, I think, comes with anyone who has awareness of the soul, and Yuji definitely has a very good awareness of the soul. That's just information that comes with Yuki's soul book. At least that's my idea. And then he has Divergent Fist, which is very good for him over other sorcerers, because his normal strikes are much harder than, like, other sorcerers' normal strikes, because he's just physically strong, which is why Divergent Fist works much better for Yuji than everyone else, although other sorcerers can use it, and it's actually a bad habit, because other sorcerers don't have that initial strong impact. It's only when their cursed energy hits. Blood manipulation, I think, is a result of consuming the remaining Curse Room death paintings. And that's, like, just, again, his ability to be a vessel is, like, what's going to allow him to, like, kind of harbor a lot of these techniques. He seems to be using blood manipulation very well, although he can't do piercing blood without... from what I understood, I think it's the gauntlets that he has, or the fish arms as you called them, is like something Chozo gave him to help him be able to do piercing blood. I think. We haven't got full translations yet, so that could be way off. But Chozo said something about giving him something to allow him to do piercing blood because he can't do that yet.
I think his ability, I think he's able to swap swap souls and then learn like what the brain does when he activates the technique of the person and can copy that, if that makes sense. Essentially he can just copy techniques kind of like you do. But his kind of has to be done through consent, otherwise. Or it doesn't. I don't know. We'll see. But it'll get explained. I reckon in the next couple of chapters we'll get a explanation. Or we'll get something that gives away what it actually is. Like if he opens up Malevolent Shrine, got a pretty good idea he can just copy techniques that he shares a soul with.
You think soul stuff is because of Kenjaku Kusakabe? I don't know why I would. I feel like the soul stuff, like, that might have been... It might help, it might make him better, but I think Yuki's soul book is, like, important in the actual application of his soul being strong. Like, if he's doing soul swapping, if he's striking the soul, I think that, like, that information and those abilities have been learned through Yuki's soul book. It may be Kenjaku that enabled him to, like, be Sukuna's vessel and to, like, gain that awareness of the soul. But in terms of actually, like, these abilities, I think they're from the information Yuki had.
Yeah.
But yeah, so going on to that first page, this is where it gets interesting already, because obviously it's just Gojo talking about Black Flash. Gojo's, like, his record is 3 in a row, I think we saw against Sukuna, and Nanami and Yuji already hold the record for 4 in a row. The interesting thing he is talking about, though, is using it deliberately, which he says he can't do, and I believe. But the fact that Gege is bringing that up does suggest that Yuji probably is at the point now where he's able to Black Flash at will. And it looks like Sukuna might be able to as well, because it does look like he concentrates it, and against Maki, that first one, he was like, he stopped his RCT and like kind of charged it up. So I think that's going to be important. I also just love seeing Gojo again.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gojo says it depends on luck.
I think from what I can tell from this is you can aim to do it, but you almost have to be punching wrong, so there's no reason you ever would. And like you can't do it on command, you just have to like
I get what you mean.
Go for it and hope.
Yeah, because you can do it. You can try and do it and get it.
Yeah.
It's just that no one can consistently.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like a technique where Nanami can consistently use his critical hits. Like, I feel like it's going to be like that, where Yuji can hit a Black Flash the same way Nanami can hit a 7-3, you know?
Yeah.
Expecting a Fuga soon. I am expecting a Fuga from one of them. I don't know who am I expecting it from more. I really hope it's Yuji. I'm not going to lie. A lot of people think Yuji's about to whip out Cleave or Dismantle. I'm very much here for it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think Fuga's going to come before Malevolent Shrine, I think. Because I don't know how they're dealing with Shrine, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, they don't really have anything. Yeah, as you don't have anything.
So Yuji is now surpassed Gojo in terms of... Well, not now. It's apparently said in a way that's like... Yuji will surpass Gojo in the number of Black Flashes landed, just in general. So not in a row, just in terms of actual Black Flashes hit. Yuji will surpass Gojo, and I believe Gojo has hit more Black Flashes than Nanami. Which is interesting, because I kind of want to know now what scenarios, like what fights Gojo had.
Yeah.
That, like... Because we don't see him fight anyone, really. Jogo was one of the strongest opponents that had been around since the Night Parade, right? And then between Hidden Inventory and the Night Parade, we don't know anything about what Gojo was doing, really. So I just want to know who he was fighting that he was using a Black Flash against, and why he's used it so many more times than Nanami.
Big from Adrian.
Oh, the $5 from Age. Yeah, no, it is dollars. I'm just blind. Thank you very
Is this
much.
dollars?
Imagine how triggered Sukuna would be if Yuji says to him, "My Black Flash was bigger than any of yours." It's a dangerous game to play with Sukuna, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I think Yuji's Black Flash was much bigger than Sukuna's. And it's because Sukuna hits a Black Flash, and then Yuji punches him and brings his raised output back down again, which is probably pissing Sukuna off, like, quite a lot. But thank you very much for the 5. I appreciate that, Adrian, as always. Absolutely goated.
I love the subtle Gojo flex of like, oh, he doesn't have as many in a row as Nanami because he kind of just kills them before he can even like. He can't land 4 Black Flashes in a row because they die at 2.
Yeah. Yeah, I get what you mean. But I think it's definitely been very heavily suggested that Yuji can now use Black Flash at will, and he is going to just hit a ridiculous number.
Yeah,
because he is the Black Flash GOAT. And it does just look like it was so much bigger than Sukuna's. Who's the biggest chatter in Allons-Y stream? It has to be Adrian because he's the GOAT. Yeah, that's facts. Malevolent Shrine Mr. Beast video. Well, I did say I'd do that, didn't I? I think I might get in trouble if I do that video idea, I'm not going to lie. Just a little bit. Sukuna on the outside to Yuji, you're still here. Sukuna on the inside, why won't you die? Yeah. That's exactly what's going on. We know already from, what was it, chapter 248? That Yuji's presence alone just makes Sukuna space out and be irritated. It's actually so satisfying to think about that Sukuna's just pissed off all the time. Every time he looks at Yuji, it's just so pissed off. Next chapter, I think, is definitely going to be just a Black Flash contest. And I think Yuji will not win, as in, like, he's not going to beat Sukuna, but he'll win the Black Flash contest. Which will do a lot more damage to Sukuna than it will to Yuji. Probably, because, like, he'll be loosening the connection on Megumi. Sukuna is the biggest hater, man. Right, what we
in this next panel looked so cool.
Oh, the one of just like all 4 of them looking at him and Sukuna with his cursed energy, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, he looks deadly there, I'm not gonna lie. Chozo's face is so like everyone at Maki's like, ah shit. Yuji's look, oh, we gotta focus up. Miguel's looking like, why the hell did I get out of bed this morning? Chozo just looks done, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Chozo just doesn't give a crap at this point. He's looking at like, bro, really? Stay down. I wanna go to bed.
Oh, stream died for a slight second. You know,
I will do that.
When I forgot his name again, Sun Eater. You know when him and the other girl from the big 3 are like pretending to be villains in class when I have to fight them.
Yeah.
And Sun Eater's like, man, I just want to go home.
Yeah,
that's Chozo, right?
That is Chozo. That is fully Chozo. Yeah, he looks so done, bro. He's still here, though. Which is impressive. Sukuna's knocked him down a fair bit. He's still here. Miguel's still taken 0 damage as well. Right, yeah, Yuji... Yeah, so Chozo then fires a supernova off at Sukuna, who dodges, and then Yuji basically rips a railing out of the wall and tries to effectively trap Sukuna between the railing and the wall, which I don't know what really made him think that a railing was going to hold Sukuna. It's like, we've trapped him. Yes, the power of the staircase railing. Sukuna can't beat it. There's no anti-Heian error technique to beat this. Like, what was that going to achieve, really?
Yeah, I was very... When I saw it, I was a bit like, does he think that the railing's made of, like, vibranium?
Like, it's just like, it's like the fire extinguisher all over again.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it. It's a waste of your energy to tear that thing out the ground and then ram it into a wall for no reason at all.
One thing I want us to pay attention though is how easily Sukuna dodges this piercing bud.
Yeah.
And everybody to keep that in the back of their heads for a couple of panels. And we'll have a little talk about that later. But
I need to zoom in on this image. What the hell?
it moves at the speed of sound, right?
I mean, since the month of training, it could be faster because it just depends on like output and skill.
Yeah.
Kamo's
So
is slower than Chozo's.
it's floating between like the speed of sound and a little bit above, probably, right?
Yeah.
So Sukuna from point blank is dodging sound attacking moves at a very weak output. I guess no, he hasn't been hit. No, he's been hit by Yuji here.
He has.
This.
He has.
Yeah, so it's been
he has.
dampened again. Like, what is this guy?
Yeah.
He's so different. Like, he's so much faster. Like, Choso's strong. I think what
He is.
a lot of people don't realize that you and Jav got carried away with this when you were talking about Camo. Camo is strong. Choso is very strong. Like, these characters aren't people that you met at your local pub. These aren't Sunday League footballers. These are elite level fighters.
Yeah.
And Sukuna at point blank, when he realistically should be dying, is just moving completely out of the way unscathed.
How close is the piercing blood? Where is it? I can't see because this thing's tiny.
It's
which panel?
Which panel? It is the. Wait, I'm confused on what you mean. I'll reply to it and then you can see it there.
Yeah.
Ah, messed up. Why can't I do this now? There you go.
Yeah, Gojo chanting when he used piercing water is really weird. I'm not gonna lie. Like, maybe he's just really, really damn fast. I don't know. But I'm not getting into this conversation. Kashimo is not, like, he's not anywhere near light speed, bro. An EMP wave might be light speed. It doesn't mean Kashimo is light speed.
No, they're saying that Sukuna's light speed.
Oh, because he dodged the...
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's the spark, no? That's the whole point of Gege putting the spark. The spark is like Gege's ultimate arse-pulley explanation for why characters are not that fast. Because he literally said, he made a big thing out of it in the Gojo Sukuna fight. It's like, every single sorcerer, including Satoru Gojo, has a spark every time they're about to use an ability. So it's not that he's not that he fires it and then Sukuna dodges something that's the speed of light. It's that he senses the spark and then employs like countermeasures before in response to like before the attack is fired. Which is the big misconception is like, oh, Kashimo fires his attack, Sukuna sees the attack and then dodges it like at light speed because it's at light speed, right? Which isn't how that works.
Yeah, I see what you mean though.
That's the point of the spark, which is why Kashimo and Sukuna and no character in JJK is light speed, bro. Gege, when he hears you say Kashimo isn't light speed, he's just gonna randomly put in a chapter, Kashimo, in some random interview, like, Kashimo, how fast do you move? Oh, easily the speed of light. How fast does Sukuna move? Easily light speed. That seems like something he'd do.
These next 2 pages are weird. I don't like them. So we have Maki catches up on Sukuna and tries to stab him with his sword. Sukuna manages to hold onto her sword. Choso notices that Maki is using air as her foothold while fighting, but Sukuna instantly hits his third black flash on Maki. How is he grabbing the soul split katana?
That's what I'm kind of curious. I mean, I guess like, he can just like he can just grab it and then take the soul damage to his hands, right?
I was thinking it's that,
Yes.
or it's
It could be the chainsaw thing as well.
yeah, the chainsaw thing. But like,
It's not the first time he's done that though. He did it in this first fight against Maki, but then Maki just like, when he held the sword, Maki just then like kind of used it to chuck him across the street.
yeah, I don't know. I just find that strange. And then Marky stands on air. What?
Yeah, that was I kind of want translations for that. I'm not gonna lie.
Can she just float now? Like, she just
So,
runs so fast. She runs
Chozo
through
notices
air.
that Maki is using air as her foothold while fighting.
As in, like, is it just like she's jumping?
Did she? Yeah, that's what it could just be a strange translation where it's like she just like jumped to him, like jumped from
Do you think
somewhere
she's
else
Might Guy?
into him. I don't get why that's really important.
I mean, it would be important if Marky's discovered she can run through air. But like,
I mean, she pretty
that's like
much
a weird thing
can.
to add.
Like we've seen Toji literally be midair and then just like suddenly decide he wants to be on the ground, so gets on the ground.
Yeah, but that's the difference between standing on the air.
Is it though? Because I feel like you can't make yourself with no like with nothing to push off. You can't normally make yourself like fall faster or jump down from like if I'm just falling, I can't like decide to suddenly fall twice, 3 times the speed that I normally would. You know?
Yeah, I don't know. It's strange.
It's a weird heavenly. I feel like that's just a bad translation though.
Remember that Toji can run on top of water? Oh, right. Let's get some science in here.
Oh god.
When
This
you're
this is anime
when
and
you're running on
manga, but that's
water,
not how it works.
no, when you're running on water, what you're doing is you're putting your foot down as fast as possible to create as much pressure as possible, creating the water to be like concrete. It's like when you jump out of a plane. If you land in water, you're just done.
Ah yes.
Can't do that
When
with
you
it.
run on water. As someone
That's what
very
the-
experienced in running on water.
I can run on water.
I swear that's like you don't even have to actually be that fast. You're kind of getting
It's all about
sidetracked
your
here.
weight.
How
like,
fast to run on water?
There's an animal that can do it.
Yeah,
and
you
that's how
only-
they do it.
I say only. It's like obviously we can't do it, but a human would be able to run on water at like 60 miles per hour. Kilometers per hour. Sorry, I lied.
The basilisk lizard can do it, and that's how they do it. Is they slam their feet so hard on the water that it just like hardens. And it creates
Fair
more
enough.
pressure than.
Oh yeah, I've seen that actually.
Yeah.
So what we're saying is heavenly restriction users are lizards. Is this a thing now?
Yes.
Good. I'm glad that's what we figured out what Gege was trying to tell us this chapter.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, we have seen Toji run on water. So we know that Toji can run at over 60 kilometers per hour, believe it or not. People try to overscale JJK. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think people want their favorite characters to be the strongest.
You need to realize Gege does not give a shit about scaling.
Yeah.
There is no consistency. Like, none. And I'm okay with that. Genuinely, I am. But people are looking for things that don't exist. I mean, that's what scaling is at the end of the day. Like, it's never actually intended for it to be like that. Which is fine. If you want to like go hardcore power scaling, you do you if you enjoy it. But like, don't then claim it's the only possible interpretation and everybody should believe this because it's canon. It's like, nah.
Yeah. Yeah, like the only JJK character that stands up to most verses is Gojo. And it is literally just because of Infinity.
Yeah, like that's it.
But I think it was I was gonna say it's Kashimo, but that's not his name. The Naruto mangaka, I forgot his name now. But he said when you're scaling versus there is zero matter of strength, it's purely who the author wants to win.
Yeah. Of course it is.
Kishimoto, that's his name. Yeah, it like if Miwa, if Gege wanted Miwa to beat Sukuna, he would give her the biggest power up of her life, and it would happen, and we just have to accept it.
Yeah, but they're just like inconsistent things. Because we've seen, you were saying about Sukuna, right, and the piercing blood. Like we've seen Kenjaku easily dodge point blank piercing bloods at least 3 times from Chozo.
Mm.
And I'm talking like literally a foot away from his face. It's been fired and he's dodged it. So if you want to get into scaling in that sense, then Yuta scales real high because Kenjaku's that fast and Yuta's moving like that around Kenjaku, then we're not getting into that now. Back to the chapter. Okay, I've lost where we were at the chapter. The railing. Yeah.
No, we went past that.
Okay. Never mind. Maki holds the sword.
We finished that one.
Oh, his smile. Sukuna's crazy ass smile there as he lands his Black Flash on Maki is so cool. Yes, like that's a scary face.
Reminded me of Toji versus Dagon.
Yeah. I can't wait for that to be animated, I'm not gonna lie. Like this thing of just Sukuna popping off with Black Flashes is gonna be really cool. I'm not gonna lie though. I don't want to make the comparison because I know it's different. Like my favorite Gojo panel in all of JJK is when he hits first Black Flash against Sukuna. That made me feel things. Like there was something so like mesmerizing about a Satoru Gojo Black Flash. And I feel like because Sukuna's now against like people who we know are weaker than him, I don't feel like I don't find the Black Flashes that impressive or impactful when they're Sukuna. You know what I mean? Like, because he's already like too broken. He's too good at everything. So it just doesn't really surprise me that he can just Black Flash. But when Yuji does it, or when pretty much anyone does it, that's not Sukuna, I find it really, really cool. It's just because he's the GOAT who's good at everything and just better. It's like, I just don't really find it that interesting.
Yeah.
Adrian, I think you'll find that the strongest punch in the whole series is not Gojo. It is Yuki Tsukumo, who easily has the strongest punch in the entire series, in the entire verse, and it's not even close.
Imagine if Yuki landed a Black Flash.
Yuki hit Kenjaku so hard, both his arms came off. It like shattered his face, and it punched him through Tengen's barrier, and like it's a kind of like I can't remember how they described it. It's like a circular barrier, like it's never ending basically. Is the idea. It's very simply put. You're not meant to be able to find the edge and escape. It's like kind of infinity. She punched him so hard that he broke straight through the barrier and just fully exited the entire like system of barriers that Tengen had placed up around them. That's like how hard she hit him. There's no punch comes close to that. Yeah, a Yuki Black Flash is
that's what I'm saying.
Terrifying.
Yeah. So we now have another Black Flash in Sukuna. Landed straight on Maki's dome. Maki's had 2. So now we have to have the conversation. Is Maki the GOAT or is Sukuna a bitch?
I think it's a bit of both, I'm not gonna lie. Well, I don't know, because he's still like... I don't want to get into finger scaling, because that's always been inconsistent and not explained enough. But like, he's not at full power.
He is. It got explained. He's at 19 fingers plus the rest of his body, which makes up for the missing finger. He's at what he would be with 20 fingers.
No, but I'm saying like, I understand that in terms of him right at the beginning before he fought Gojo.
Oh,
but I'm saying like the current state he's in, people are saying because he said he's got the same cursed energy as Yuta at the moment, they're saying he's like 10 fingers, which doesn't, I don't think it works like that necessarily, or at least we have no reason to believe it does. So I'm gonna try and avoid that. one thing I am interested in though is it did look like it the first time he did it against Maki, and it does also look like he looks like he knows he's about to land a Black Flash. So I am wondering whether Sukuna can just do this shit deliberately.
I think it's kind of like, you know how Mahito and Sukuna sense that Yuji was about to hit one? I feel like you can also sense when you're about to hit one. It
He
would
is in
also
the
make
zone
sense
as well.
It would also make sense as to why they scream Black Flash. Like, I know that's like an anime thing, but if it's like
No, I get it.
everything just feels right whilst you're swinging that punch, it would make sense.
I get it. Yeah, I can agree with that. I mean, like, something I find interesting is 2 of these Black Flashes have gone towards Maki. I really like that. Because I'm really glad she was the first one he pulled a Black Flash out against. Because of the whole... He felt like he had something to prove when he fights Maki. I think that's, like... It's really cool. For at least, like, for Maki, even if it's subconscious, she gets his concentration. Like, he's not holding back in terms of how much power he's putting into his strikes there. I really like it.
Yeah, it's cool. I think the dynamic between those two is cool, because I think, well, Maki is the strongest heavily restriction user alive, and as far as we're aware, Sukuna is the strongest sorcerer alive.
Mm-hmm. That's Black Flash number 3.
And the only time that we've ever seen fight is, as in strongest sorcerer and strongest heavily restriction user, is a washed Toji and a brand fresh awakened Gojo.
Yeah. Yeah, true. Right, so we've got... Yeah, so then he basically just chucks a load of dismantles, right? Right, like at Maki right after the Black Flash. Which she has tanked those before, and she's tanked a Black Flash. I'm guessing she's going to be okay, but she's probably just... It feels now like Maki is just getting... She's getting up. She's doing her fight. She gets taken down. She needs 5 minutes. She comes back. She gets hit. She needs another 5 minutes, you know? Like... It definitely doesn't help that she can't use RCT. She has a very, very good healing feature, but it is just slower than RCT. And she can't really fight while doing it. So I feel like she's going to be out for a chapter or 2, I reckon.
Yeah, 100%.
Which is, I think, also creating that opening for Yuji to go in and... Like, I'm okay if Chozo fights alongside Yuji. I think that makes sense. I also think Sukuna will probably deal with Chozo pretty easily. But... Yeah, I can imagine if you want the spotlight on Yuji in the next chapter with that Black Flash battle... Gege probably wanted Maki back out for a little bit.
Yeah.
And
someone asked,
it makes sense.
Do you think Yuji's domain will be the boxing ring?
No. I think it should be. I want it to be.
Yeah.
I don't think it will be.
I don't think it will be, but I do want it to be.
Whatever Gege comes up with, though, I think I'll enjoy it.
I'll bring it up later. The Shibuya fight that I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about it later. Yeah. I love this little bit of like... I love these little bits of battle IQ from Sukuna, where he sends the slashes to Choso, but knows Choso's going to block it in this way, knows that he'll survive it, so kind of just bluffs it and goes for a separate attack at the same time.
Yeah.
Just little things, like he's picking up on how these guys fight, how these guys react to certain situations, and it's no longer just like, I outsmart you in my knowledge of Jujutsu. It's as the longer this fight goes on, you're done.
I mean, it's the same concept as like, he hit Maki with a Black Flash before, she got back up and he was surprised. So this time he hit her with a Black Flash and then a net of dismantles.
Yeah.
And the thing I find crazy about this, he chucked, like, we've already seen from when he got hit last chapter, like, Sukuna's output, his offensive output, although it's higher here, because obviously it's kind of fluctuating a bit because he does Black Flash and then Yuji beats him up a bit, which brings it back down. We don't really have a concept of how much Yuji actually chips away at it. But the idea is it's not as high as it would otherwise be, right? So, like, he's got pretty decent output compared to a few chapters ago, but it's still not at its best. Chozo can survive it. So like you said, he just throws the dismantles as a bluff and then goes in for another attack. The fact that he actually got behind Chozo before his dismantles landed is crazy.
Mm.
Like, that's ridiculous.
Imagine he hits Sukuna with 5 black flashes in a row, breaking the consecutive and total black flash record at the same time.
That's what I said in my April Fool's video. I was like, he hits 1 black flash on Larue, Miguel, Chozo, Yuji, and Maki will run at him, and he'll use like 1 arm for each of them and land 4 more black flashes.
No. Yuji.
Oh, if Yuji lands 5 black flashes in a row.
Yeah.
But I think he's going to land more than 5, I'm not going to lie.
It would be cool if he does like a barrage of attacks like he does in Shibuya against Mahito. Before when he realizes Nobra's helping him. And he does that, but every single punch is a black flash, and he lands like 15, 16 in a row.
Yeah. I think it'd be sick. I think we're going to see more than 5 in a row from Yuji. Like, genuinely.
Yeah. It would be very cool if Sukuna did black flash with all 4 arms. Like, it won't happen because if he gets his 4 arms back, he's just going to will slash. So, like, they're just not going to let him get the 4 arms. But if he did throw 4 different punches and hit 4 different black flashes, that would be sick.
Yeah.
And that would be a record that goes unbeaten. Because nobody's going to hit 4 black flashes at once.
That black flash soul punch stripped 50%. I'm guessing you meant of Sukuna's.
Hello, Jaff.
Go Sukuna, his output.
Hello.
I don't know what you meant.
Good evening,
by that.
everyone.
Hello there, Jaff.
How's it going?
Good. We're like what
Halfway through.
halfway through.
Tell you what, we're at we are at the black flash on Choso. Do you want to just summarize your thoughts? Wait, I replied to the message over it. Summarize your thoughts from first chapter or first page till now.
I'll probably go back to at the end and just do it all together.
Yeah,
Save jumping back and forth. Keep chatting. We don't want to go back through it. Let me find the Choso.
I need to drink water.
Also,
now.
good evening, chat. Hope everyone's doing well.
Gaff upload, man.
Well, there's one in the pipeline. Tomorrow or Saturday.
Another $5 from Adrian, bro. What is this guy is too goated, man. Sukuna crying NPC me and stop spanning black flash. Yuji Chad phase. No lands another black flash. Giga should do that. That'd be a sick panel. That's what's going on inside Sukuna's mind, you know. He's like, you're right. He's got this perfectly chill and calm kind of persona going at the moment, but inside he's just like, God damn, this kid, will he leave me alone, bro? Please. Thank you very much, Adrian, there.
Yuji is probably going to awaken.
It said, like, I swear at the end of the chapter it goes, Yuji has awakened.
So there's this one guy who posted the leaks for Maya, but it was a lot less translated. It was just very basic strips of text. But he didn't include the last page, and I don't know why. But I know a lot of people would have just like read it and then just turned it off. So I think a lot of people genuinely don't know.
Fair. You know, that's made me think though, like, goodness sake, I've already bloody used that title and thumbnail. What am I gonna call this chapter review? Yuji awakens again. This is his first awakening, to be fair.
Yeah.
First official awakening.
Well, I guess you could technically call when he eats the finger an awakening.
I feel like the most I'm waiting for one of the many JJK YouTubers to take that statement way out of context of thingy saying Yuji has surpassed Gojo in black flashes and just it's confirmed. Yuji has surpassed Gojo. I'm waiting for it. I know someone will do it. I might, to be fair.
But then yeah, so next chapter is Choso manages to reduce the damage, making an armor of blood, and holds on to Sukuna's arm. Yuji immediately comes back with a powerful punch to Sukuna's face. I loved seeing Sukuna's face spread all over that panel.
Yeah.
With Yuji just coming in and slapping him.
Like, oh, it's so. Chozo's face
Also-
is cold as well.
I was about to say, can we just address the Chozo fraud allegations
Yeah.
and the fact that this chapter has sort of proven all of that wrong?
Mm-hmm.
In my notes, I just have people need to apologize to Chozo.
Yeah, Chozo and Yuji really do require a big apology.
See,
Yeah.
I don't know what Chozo's done there, because he looks like he's wrapped Sukuna's left hand in like this sort of blood
Yeah,
thing, which is very interesting.
I feel like
Now-
it could just be like reinforcement, and the sort of impact from Sukuna's arm may just be sort of the blood splashing.
No, because it looks like it's still wrapped on his arm.
Yeah.
Although, to be fair, it looks like he punched with... Wait, he doesn't have a right arm.
Yeah,
Wait, what the hell?
it's his left arm. I think it's just like a splash of the blood.
Yeah, it
from,
might be.
flowing. I think it's flowing red scale shattering, or potentially like.
Oh, because that's how he guarded himself from a black flash,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Okay, that makes
yeah,
sense. That makes sense.
I think I'm fairly certain it's flowing red scale, but because it's a scam, it's obviously difficult to see.
Yeah.
But-
God, it's so satisfying though, because you know that's pissing Sukuna off.
Oh yeah,
Like, look
The
at the way
smile
he
as
looks
well.
back there though. Look at the way he looks back when he takes the punch, and then he's like giving Yuji this side eye, and he's not got
Yeah.
that smile anymore. Like the smile is gone.
yeah, steel.
Not
He's
Yeah.
like,
yeah,
bruv, what did you just do?
very steely faced.
Yuji's so cold.
Yeah.
Ah. Chozo as well. It's unreal.
I just always love the Chozo Yuji link up whenever it
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah. We should have got Choso, Todo, Yuji, man.
So I'm saying we need the trio, but I don't think it's too late.
Oh,
I think he's coming. I genuinely believe it now. I'm not gonna lie. I think he's coming soon. Screw Nobara. I'm kidding. I love Nobara. I want her back too. But if I had to choose one, like I want them both to return, but to actually come back to this fight, I'd rather it be Todo. I'm not gonna lie.
nah.
I want Nobara for like. I want Yuji, Nobara, and Megumi, and Yuji, Chozo, and Todo to be two separate like groups, two separate things.
It can't just bring everyone back though. I feel like that'd just be poor writing.
Yeah.
Like
To be fair though,
I-
Todo was never gone though.
yeah,
Like was
so
he?
that's what I was about to say. Todo would make more sense, but I think you sort of leave Sleeping Dogs lie in terms of Nobara with the story now. I think it's just as much as I want to cope. I think it's just been too long.
Nah, but she's got no story. That's my
Yeah,
problem. Can't leave
yeah,
her like that.
I don't know.
She has to come back. It will be poor writing if she doesn't.
Yes, I
I-
agree. Because you told us there's a small possibility. We need to see that possibility either succeed or crumble. If you just leave it, why ever say, oh, she might come back? Just say she's not. Say she's dead.
And then it
Yeah,
wouldn't
but,
like.
but it just sucks the suspense out of it, isn't it?
But at the end of the
Jeez.
story, then as well, it's like, oh, by the way, how's Nobara doing? Oh yeah, she's fucked. Story ends. Like, nah.
No, I think there'll be some form of like her hammer being used by someone, or there'll be a callback to her like legacy. But I think she's dead.
If she has some
honestly.
use, I would find it better.
I think she'll, yeah, maybe like some form of cursed tool or something which someone else can use, hairpin, or however it may come about. I just don't think we're going to see it
Gega's
again.
done cooking. I don't think Gega's done cooking with her. Or Todo, for that matter. Actually, he might be done with Todo, I'm not sure. But I feel like Nobara's more likely to come back than Todo is. I'm not gonna lie. I'd rather, like...
Oh, I don't. I think Todo's return is much more justified.
Yeah, I mean, it is just because we know he is fine.
Yeah,
Like, even if he hasn't got his technique, he's got cursed energy. That doesn't mean he should be fighting Sukuna. He should be sitting with Miwa and behaving, but he should be there at least.
Yeah. Next page. Choso says, no matter how many Sukuna hits, no matter how many times Sukuna hits a Black Flash and regains his momentum, if Yuji hits him with his punches, Sukuna's cursed energy output and control over Megumi's will get dull. Do you guys perceive this as it will just dull, but we don't know how much, or it will revert the changes of the Black Flash?
I think it's just a matter of like, we don't have an exact number, right? Like we don't know if we do it as percentage, we don't know how much Yuji chips off with each attack, and obviously then it will like vary with the strength of the attack as well, right?
Yeah.
So
I think the word used is important as well. Dulled.
Yeah.
Rather than like severed or reverted or reversed. It's just dulling the connection. Or potentially making him slower or whatever.
Yeah.
It's definitely mitigating some of the effects of the Black Flash. Which I think is maybe the point of the Gojo comparison as well. Of like, Gojo got his output back with the second Black Flash. But Sukuna's not got all his output back because Gojo didn't have this guy hammering away at his soul, chipping away at his output. So like, Sukuna's actually recovering output and then losing it again gradually. I don't feel like it's just Black Flash, Yuji punches him, and we're back to square one, you know?
Yeah.
Yuta's never beating fraud allegations. He's already beaten them, bro. He's already beaten them.
Can't beat what you don't have.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, there are definitely allegations, but none of them anywhere close to valid.
Yeah, Moody makes a good point in chat. That's what I was trying to get at. Where holding his soul get weak.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's I don't think they're saying this is the key to stripping, you know.
Yeah. I get you.
It'll be sort of a beneficiary sort of technique to dull the control that Sukuna has.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And then, yeah, Miguel tells Larue that they have done enough and they should retreat. Larue refuses. And he has something left to do.
So this was unexpected. I'm not going to lie. Larue's whole, like, his entire curse technique just bumped up, like, a massive tier.
Yeah.
That is crazy. I was not expecting that. I love how, like, obviously we haven't seen translations, but from the way Gege described it last chapter, and now, I feel like this chapter, it was such a massive buff, but it was like, it was revealed so casually. It was like, oh, by the way, when he's grabbed someone, he can grab their heart and consciousness, which is huge.
Yeah.
Especially if it's actually affecting Sukuna. But like, why was it? I don't have a problem with this. I think it's great. I think it's just really funny how we originally emphasized the big hand, and everyone was like, oh, that was cool. And now out of nowhere it's gone, he can grab people's consciousness.
Yeah.
It's crazy though. I'm here for it. I love it. Yuji's panels are so cold.
Yeah. Especially because we were slandering Larue. And sort of
we were a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Especially last week we were sort of saying that 1/10 thought sort of counteracts the usefulness.
Oh, we got $5 from Angel. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Where's Hakari? Look, I appreciate the donation, but I'm a stick to what I believe in, and Hakari's currently getting his ass beat by Uraume. It's like just how it is.
Yeah, it's all in Hakari's plan.
Sure.
I'm telling you.
Yep.
The goat punching bag.
Thank you very much for the donation.
I'm really hoping we're gonna see some more Hakari soon.
Oh god, please, please.
Please, I need to see that guy in action again.
It's worth listening to all the Hakari gender pushing for just a good Hakari chapter. Because thinking back, we've actually not really seen Hakari. Other than Kashimo, there's been nothing interesting. that we've seen
Yeah.
at all, really. For such a cool character, there's one fight that leaves any
Yeah.
impact. Obviously, there was the Charles fight, but like Kaio said in his stream earlier, like I reckon if we put enough of the bloody Uni 10 server, we could just get a load of people from there, bro. We could jump Charles. Like, no problem, we could jump Charles. That guy's a fraud. Just no.
Yeah,
No point
I think
considering that.
I think there's a Hakari cook incoming,
Yeah.
or at least some Hakari action. It's been on the back burner for a long time now, and I feel like a perspective switch may be the right sort of direction for the story.
Yeah.
We've seen 4 fights from him, right? The one with Yuji doesn't really count. Charles, fraud. Kashimo, incredible. And then this Uraume one, which we've really even
But
seen.
we haven't seen. The thing is,
Yeah. Oh, I mean, we've seen a little bit.
the Kashimo one's iffy because it's good, but it would have gone very different, I think, if they weren't conveniently right next to the sea.
Oh,
that
yeah,
was
he
like-
loses.
Yeah. I love
Yeah,
how
that's why
this is what Kaio was saying earlier. Is like, can Jaku like incarnated this guy and like put him in the colony with his biggest weakness is very funny. Like, even just the fact that Kashimo was wandering around the port in the first place makes no sense to me. Maybe he just dumb as shit, I don't know.
Yeah, probably blinded with confidence. Yeah. Next page is Yuji continues to fight Sukuna. Sukuna tries to smash him into the ground, but Yuji instantly hits him with a piercing blood. Now, this is what I was talking about when I said remember Choso's. Choso was at a similar distance to Yuji and missed. So
Mhm.
Yuji's output is that much higher, which I think is mental.
I'm trying to find what, okay, yeah, sorry, is the thing though is this is piercing blood is called convergence, right?
Yes, I think.
I'm fairly certain, or like an application of convergence is piercing blood.
Yeah.
So Choso says to Yuji, Choso says Yuji can't use convergence by himself yet. So he gives Yuji something from which Yuji fired piercing blood. I'm thinking that's what his gauntlets are.
Yeah,
And
I think it's an artifact from
Yeah.
Choso.
so it's Yuji's output, but Choso has like basically just handed him a tool to do
Yeah.
it, you know?
I think we may be sort of forgetting that Sukuna's also been kicked around a little bit. So although he's, not incredibly damaged, I think the reactions may be slightly dampened.
Yeah. I mean, wait,
That could be an
the panel's hella small, but he
Yeah.
narrowly avoids it and just gets like a slice to the cheek, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so I'm thinking that, although I'm sure this will get cleared up more in the actual translations, but I think the gauntlets were like created by Choso, or like given by Choso in some way, that allows Yuji to use convergence, and it is Yuji's output, but it's like assisted by Choso, which I think is pretty cool.
Do you think, in the same vein that Choso uses Wing King, because Yuji has that sort of brotherly bond with Choso, do you think it's Yuji using Choso's ability?
Maybe.
Maybe.
That's a good shout.
Because especially if the Cursed Wombs can sort of share abilities, obviously not the max,
Yeah.
not the entire arsenal, but select abilities. I think this may be sort of a perfect example.
Yeah, for
Allons-Y, what are your thoughts on Yuta using Yago's curse technique to revive Gojo and tag team the fuck out of the Gauntlet Runner?
He won't need to use it on Gojo. There needs to be a corpse. He can't resurrect something that's alive.
Breach.
It's not Gojo over.
Simple as that. I like the cursed corpse idea though. I was talking about that in, well, I was kind of trolling, but I was talking about that in a video recently. Is a pretty interesting idea. Although I don't think it's going to happen at all.
Yuta copy and Seance confirmed.
I think Ino and his Seance ability is going to come in clutch soon. Because there's been a lot of stuff about Ino recently. And I was reading back through Gojo vs Sukuna. Soon as Gojo's let out of prison realm and goes back to base, should I say, Shoko's basically like, oh, speaking of Nanami, Ino's here to tell us something about Nanami. And we see Ino walk in and start talking to them, and we don't really see what he says. But I'm thinking, like, a theory is that there's an application of Ino's Seance technique, which allowed him to imbue Nanami's technique into his curse tool. Right? So it's Ino's doing. So a lot of people think that Ino's Seance technique is going to be important for something soon. In terms of, like, maybe, like, summoning or, like, doing something with the soul's information. You know, a bit like what the granny was doing, something like that.
Yeah.
But I think that's really cool. If there's an application of Ino's technique where he can sort of, like, do seance-y stuff beyond the beasts is really interesting idea.
I don't understand why we haven't seen the fourth beast yet. Surely you just whip it out the first thing you do against Sukuna. Get our fourth beast out. Unless he can't control it.
Yeah, because no one who summoned the fourth beast have survived. So I'm assuming there's some form of unpredictability with that.
That's Maharaga. It said that whenever Ino has summoned the fourth beast, no one he's used it against has survived.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, but why wouldn't he just whip it out against Sukuna?
I don't know.
But if he's only used it in one-on-ones, it would also imply that it won't kill Ino, but it'll kill everybody in front of him.
He tried to use it against Toji. But Toji just, like, blitzed him and tore the mask off his face, so he couldn't finish the ritual. But as soon as he saw Toji, he, like, without any hesitation, just went to summon Beast 4. I don't know why he hasn't summoned it yet, though. I'm not gonna lie. Even when we've seen him try, it hasn't been Beast 4. We've only seen him, like, do Beast 1 in this fight. And he didn't even manage to get that off.
Yeah.
But he's still the GOAT, so I don't care.
I love him.
Fourth beast is Maharaga's brother, Makora. Imagine. It's one of the vengeful spirits. Sugawara Michizane.
We got a big page next page, boys. Sukuna manages to push him away, but Yuji immediately gets in the zone. Narrator says Mahito sensed Black Flash from Yuji, and similarly Sukuna sensed that Yuji was about to hit a Black Flash, but his consciousness is forcefully diverted elsewhere. And we see my favorite Yuji panel I think we've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's
truly up there.
Brother is locked in.
Wait, how many Black Flashes did Yuji hit this chapter?
He's
just the one.
We only seen one, right?
One, yeah, the big one at the end.
When did the big ones at the end?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when it says Yuji immediately gets in the zone, like
mentally,
maybe it's
or
like yeah, maybe it's just like a vague translation thing, or it doesn't mean like the zone, but the zone is like generally what we refer to, like when people lock in following a Black Flash.
The mental zone.
Yeah.
Like ultimately concentrating sort of deal.
Yeah.
And that panel would certainly suggest that.
Yeah.
He's locked in.
As much as this is very interesting but his consciousness is forcefully diverted somewhere else, I'm just going to put a massive asterisk there and say I'm going to wait for translations to come through before I fully speculate on that.
Well, it's
that
Larue,
has a lot
right?
of weight.
It's Larue, I'm pretty sure.
But I just feel like there's a big question mark over it.
Yeah, I thought that too when I first read it. I think it is just the when it says Larue CT not only makes him able to grab a physical body, but if he has grabbed hold of someone, he can grab their hearts and then in brackets consciousness too. That following right after, and then also he has been grabbed like by Larue. you can see that he's been affected by Larue's
Yeah.
technique right now. Like Larue's doing that to him. So I'm thinking it probably everything points to it. It is. But
Yeah.
you're definitely right for translations.
By the way, this is Yuji's 10th Black Flash.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, we know that prior to Gojo vs. Sukuna, I mean, just prior to his death, Nanami has hit 4 in a row. At least, right?
Yeah.
And before Gojo vs. Sukuna, we don't know how many Gojo hit. But that interview would have been before Gojo vs. Sukuna. So those 3 won't count. So I just really want to know what context Gojo was hitting more than 4 Black Flash. Just like in his life, not even in a single fight. It just suggests that he's hit more than, at least like more than 4 in his life. I just want to know what those fights were, man.
I mean, he might just rock up to like a finger bearer and just Black Flash them.
Yeah. Just one punch.
Yeah,
He was just
Yeah.
feeling
one
it. He just
Black
woke up,
Flash.
he's feeling it that day. Fair
I
enough.
just don't. Yeah, it's like the ego of Gojo though. I just don't think he would, because especially like after Shibuya and just crushing Hanami into a wall, considering that's a disaster curse and that's probably a prime time to hit a Black Flash.
Yeah. So like, when was he
didn't.
hitting these?
He
Maybe
did-
it's
yeah.
like
Right.
as a kid. Like he's like 12, 13, just running around Black Flashing bullies.
Accidentally hitting him.
Imagine you bump into Gojo in the hall. You like
You're not
push him
gonna. He's
into
got
a wall.
infinity.
Yeah.
I was talking about this earlier. It's a really interesting idea of sorcerers who have good cursed energy control. They're just kind of like are always in cursed energy. I don't even know what to call it. Like, what happens if they just do something casual and they hit a Black Flash?
Accidentally.
Like you go to high five someone and it's just like, oh fuck, Black Flash.
Someone brought this up last stream.
Yeah,
You can't, but it's a funny concept.
it is a very funny concept. Oh,
Yeah, but who's high fiving special grades really?
Yeah.
true.
You know.
It's like,
No,
have you
no,
guys seen the video?
Inamaki high-fived Yuta.
Yeah.
That could have been a Black Flash, you never know. He was straight off the heat of a fight. Could have killed Inamaki. Dangerous.
I think Inamagi could have handled it. If it's just a high five.
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
He lost that arm anyway, so who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
Have you guys seen the video where it's Nobra, Megumi, and Yuji running through the hall past Gojo?
Yeah, and then Go just slams him to the floor, and he gets up like it's
He
nothing.
just wipes out Yuji. It's so funny.
It's very funny.
I wish we saw more of that.
That would be so good.
Yeah.
I love that shit.
We need a
Uh,
JJK musical.
Oh, we don't. I'm sorry.
do.
We do not.
I'm back.
We need a slice. We need a slice of life, perhaps,
Yeah.
but not a musical.
Even just the I mean, there were a load of, I don't know if you ever read, I can't remember what it's called. It's like chapter 155.5 or something,
Yeah.
and it's just Yuta, Maki, Inamaki in their first year. They're all broke as hell. They got no money, so they like go work in a kitchen or some shit. They all just like go to work. And then Utahime comes and starts trying to sell them. So I can't remember what was in the chapter, but it was literally just a full chapter of Maki, Inamaki, and Yuta are broke as hell, so they go get a job. And I really hope that shit gets animated as a Juju stroll or something, because that would be so funny. I love that kind of
Has to be
stuff.
done. Has to be done.
I need to read the light novels as well. And the fan book. A lot of information in there, which is actually pretty interesting.
I think there's a lot of context too.
Mm. Who the fuck is special grades? Wait. Also, who the fuck is special grade interview curse? Oh, I see what you mean. Who's interviewing them?
Yeah.
Gay, mate. Self-insert character.
I like to think it's Nobra. Like she's filming a documentary.
Oh my god, Adrian,
just bugging
relax,
everybody.
brother. Thank you very much for another $2. Inamaki shitting herself accidental Black Flash. That'd be terrifying. Curse speech, Black Flash. Damn. There are night novels? Light novels, yeah. They've got a lot of context, which I know most about what's discussed in them already, but I want to read them. Specifically for the Gojo talking about Sugawara Michizane and how he would actually cause him a fair bit of trouble. More trouble than he admitted Sukuna would cause. Yes, Angel, I think a lot of people are on board with Yuji unlocking Cleave and Dismantle. I don't think it will be, since we've already seen Yuta copy Cleave. I think it will be probably the whole, like, Shrine technique. Because his technique is Shrine. That's what Yorozu and Gojo refer to it as, and Yorozu has knowledge from the Heian era, and Gojo has knowledge from the Six Eyes. So if Yorozu and Gojo are saying, like, his technique is called Shrine, I'm gonna believe that the technique is called Shrine. So I believe Yuji is about to whip out an application of whatever the actual meaning of Shrine is. Anyway, we got sidetracked a little bit. Where are we at?
Yeah.
As always, as always.
Larue's curse technique not only grabs the physical body, but if he has grabbed hold of somebody, he can grab their hearts or consciousness.
Yeah.
Use as a tool. That's something we're going to need a proper translation for, I feel like.
Yeah, definitely.
I think heart makes more sense because of the nipple covers. And
Yeah.
I think that just makes sense with the character design. And although consciousness is a good idea, I think it's a result of the previous translation where they were talking about the consciousness being diverted elsewhere.
Possibly.
I think they've just taken that as his ability is consciousness grabbing.
I mean, it could even just be like it grabbed his heart and like
Took his attention.
confused
that
or
way.
distracted Sukuna, and
Yeah.
like that's what grabbed his consciousness, and it's just a weird translation. Yeah, I get you.
Because I can't imagine being able to just ignore your heart being grabbed by.
I swear
giant
Sukuna
hand, no?
doesn't currently have a heart.
Or isn't he manually pumping it?
Yeah,
He is manually pumping it.
Yeah, it's manually pumping it because of Maki's
Still has one.
stab
Yeah,
wound,
but it's
he
not
hasn't
like-
removed. Yeah, but it's still working. He's just manually operating it. So even if it's grabbed and he has to manual operate it, surely that would take even more attention off him.
but what I'm saying is like, can he still manually operate it if it's been grabbed?
I'm sure he can.
So how does that really?
Well,
I don't feel like it would really do anything to him then.
Well, it'll still be uncomfortable, you know. If you're manually pumping it, that's a task in and of itself.
Well, yeah, I agree.
But then
more effort
getting
into it.
also sort of grabbed, you know, when you're not expecting it to be grabbed. It's almost like getting winded. I don't
Yeah,
know. I've never had my heart grabbed by an imaginary cursed hand, but I could imagine that it'd feel like being winded. So, you know,
Probably doesn't feel nice.
don't
I
know
can't
that idea.
imagine it feeling great, especially
Yeah.
on top of a stab wound already to it.
Yeah, that can't be fun.
Like, that is going to divert your attention. I'm not sure about diverting consciousness, though.
I can't lie
'Cause-
though. If I see any kind of spark, if I see an angry Yuji Itadori in front of me looking like he's about to hit me with a black flash, I might be able to firm the uncomfortableness and try and get away from that, because Sukuna looks, bro, like punched him against a wall and the whole bloody building shattered.
Yeah. Well, I
How is
might as well
he-
move on to the next page. I think that this is the biggest Black Flash we've seen. I think that this
Yeah,
definitely
100%.
scaled into it.
It's deliberately
I-
like looks stronger than Sukuna's, right?
Yeah.
Surely.
Very
think-
much gives me Deku vibes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very, very much Deku vibes.
You know what you're talking about.
And
Yeah, it does.
just before we move on down to Intergrab, how is he manually pumping a heart with a hole? Because he's Sukuna, man, and that's essentially what he does.
I mean, he manually pumped without a heart at the
Yeah.
prison.
Yeah, he fully just didn't have a heart in the prison.
Yeah, so
He was just
Oh,
pumping.
you know, we got to think it's not specifically a hole. It's probably more of a slit because he got stabbed with a sword. You know,
yeah.
if it was blasted
Yeah.
with a hollow purple, I'd be like, right, fair enough. There's some some interesting dynamics going on. But a slit with a sword, albeit a very powerful one, I still think
His heart is
it's
still there.
sort of viable. Yeah, it's still
Yeah.
viable. But
But
yeah, massive Black Flash.
yeah, I know
we-
Yuji has awakened.
Yeah. Interesting phrase.
Again, translation is going to be important.
Yeah.
Here. I think it definitely like because there's a lot of ways that can go right. It's either straight up Yuji has awakened, or something has awakened in Yuji, or Yuji has awakened something, or like the Black Flash awakened. Like there are so many
Yeah,
intricate
it could
possibilities
be
of
anything.
because sometimes it says stuff like that, and then it's a lot more specific than what you think it is when you see these
You know,
translations.
And it could be in reference to awakening a new ability, awakening
Yeah.
senses, awakening a new form of focus. It literally could be awakening anything. So
Yeah,
as much as I want to bank on Yuji getting a massive power up mid-fight, I think he's already had the power up. So I don't know. I just feel like this translation sort of holds a lot of weight. But
Yeah,
because it's an unofficial translation, I just don't want to trust it.
I agree that like because I think Yuji, for the sake of saving Megumi, right, is like he's basically. I was saying this the other day. He's doing sort of what the same thing Sukuna is, in that he's got more to show us. I think he knows more, whether it's from Yuki's book, whether it's actually that he knows how to use Sukuna's curse technique, and he was training in the month doing that. Whatever this cheating thing is that Yuta was talking about, I think he's got things to show us that we haven't seen. But at the moment, because their main goal is to save Megumi, his arsenal is limited to these soul strikes, because that is what's going to save Megumi, not whatever else he has. They're not trying to completely obliterate Sukuna. They're trying to save Megumi, which is why I feel like this is like an interesting thing of we're building up this idea of, oh my god, Sukuna's holding back. He's not using his whole arsenal. And then very subtly, like without us realizing, Yuji's been doing the same thing. And when it comes to the reveal, it's like Sukuna's going to go all out, but then Yuji is too. I think that's a very cool idea of Yuji is also, I don't want to say holding back, because he's clearly not holding back the same way Sukuna is not holding back, but certain knowledge or abilities or things they've practiced are being held back because he needs to separate Sukuna and Megumi's soul with those punches.
I saw a lot of people theorizing Yuji's going to be a little bit too much in the zone, and he's just going to forget about Megumi completely, and he's going to hit Sukuna with the soul punches so much it's done with Sukuna, like it's affected him as much as it can, and moves on to Megumi.
I
And
don't
he's
know. I don't
essentially
feel
just
like
start wailing on Megumi.
Yuji forgets.
But I saw
'Cause-
someone else bring up the Yuji's eyes are the same as when he walked through the slashes.
Yeah.
It's the only other time that we've seen that.
Yeah.
I don't think that Yuji would forget.
No, I don't think so either.
Because even in
I
I was rereading the Gojo fight the other day, and there's like, Gojo said he'll wail on Megumi. And he was just like basically beating the crap out of Sukuna, and then Yuji stops and goes, "Do you think he's forgotten about Megumi?" And then everyone else started commenting it, but it's just the fact that Yuji was the only one to question that during the whole fight. Like, he's not thinking about, is Gojo going to win, or he's just like, how do you think he's forgotten about Megumi? I don't feel like Yuji forgets about Megumi at all.
Because he's the kindest.
Second kind.
I just think it wouldn't work with his character. I just don't think it'd make any sense.
Yeah, no, I agree.
If there was still an element of Sukuna, I'd be like, yes, a similar sort of contrast to Shibuya.
Yeah.
But instead of waking up to a decimated city, waking up to, his best friend dead to his hands, that would make sense. But I can't see a bloodlust, bringing that around from Yuji especially.
Yeah.
Yuta, I have no problem with saying that'll happen.
I mean, it's the kind of thing that he would fully do, right? Because he does take on quite a few of Gojo's ideologies of, like, he'll do what he thinks, like, he needs to do. Like, he's not afraid to kill people. Because he said to
Yeah.
Geto, he was like, I don't know whether you're right or wrong. I don't know enough about this world, but you hurt my friends, so now I'm going to kill you. Like, he's very much like that. Whereas Yuji will think about that a lot more. Because even when fighting the transfigured humans and being told they're beyond saving and just suffering, he still struggled so much to bring himself to do it.
Yeah.
Whereas Yuta wouldn't hesitate. So yeah, I think there's like a big difference there. I don't see enough Megumi slander. You're not getting any Megumi slander here, mate.
I
No.
love Megumi.
Megumi's a goat, bro.
I do hate that people like
Hate him.
give him give him
Yeah.
shit because he didn't get up when like Yuji tried to save him. He's 15. He's just killed his sister. His parents are dead.
I feel like it's
Why,
the
like-
same logic as hating any of these characters for not beating Sukuna.
Yeah,
Like, if Sukuna goes out of his way, he made Uraume prepare the bath. He went and killed his sister with his own technique. Like, Sukuna went out of his way to do everything he could to crush Megumi's soul. And people are angry that it worked. When it's Sukuna doing it, going through, like, thinking of all the possible ways. Like, even Kenjaku couldn't think about why Sukuna would want to go give Yorozu attention. And then he understood when it was like, oh, it's for the vessel, not for Yorozu. Like, it's the same logic of just, oh, why haven't you beaten Sukuna yet? It's Sukuna. He knows what he's doing. He's too smart. He's planned too carefully for all of this. Megumi's soul is, like, so screwed over.
this is Megumi the Shinji of JJK. I haven't seen Neon Genesis. I don't know if either of you have.
Neither.
I started watching it, but
Uh,
I think I'm like 2 episodes in. I dropped it for a bit. I like how everyone's just gone straight to trauma scaling.
Agenda
just-
says it's a bomb.
Everyone has different mental states, guys. Stories are no different to the real world. People deal with drama and trauma and cope in very different ways.
Yeah.
Some people are more headstrong. Some people don't have that ability. Megumi is notoriously a down in the dumps, gloomy, essentially depressed guy.
What's up, Plank?
I
Seen
can't
you around
imagine
for a
him
bit.
having much motivation, especially after all this happened.
Kusakabe's, nah, I hate just to hate. I don't care about facts, logic, or reading comprehension. I care about the agenda, and the agenda is he's a bum.
I mean, look, as long as you're admitting you're here for agenda, then I can't fault it, alright? It's all good. Everyone's going to push their agendas. Is what it is. It's how the JJK community works. Adrian said, I'm fairly certain a lot of JJK haters don't even read the manga, just follow the leaks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mostly Twitter people. Like, Twitter readers are crazy at the moment. And they all switch up so fast because they're like, Gege's such a bad writer, he doesn't know what he's doing. And then this chapter comes out and they're like, oh my god, this story's so peak. Jujutsu Kaisen's so peak. We're back. We're so back. It's like, I swear you said you dropped this story like 3 weeks ago. Why are you still here?
Yeah.
And
Best new
like
gen,
every
best
time,
new gen.
every time there isn't like a Black Flash or some crazy shit, crazy. Like this chapter was crazy. If not every chapter looks like this, you just hear, oh, I'm dropping it. It's dropped. Why haven't I dropped this yet? And then every week they're up at 5 a.m. waiting for the leaks.
There's
Bit
gotta
alive.
be sort of not even low points in the story, but chapters which are not, ramped up to 11.
You gotta have setup chapters.
You've got to have setup for the big payoffs. And if everything is just constant action, it's like none of the big moments feel big because every week there's a big moment. And it's like then they sort of lose their novelty. There's got to be sort of downtime and setting things up and world building. I know we don't see a lot of it, but just the flashbacks and the cutaways and stuff. They're
I think-
really, really important.
I think JJK and My Hero are like polar opposites in that regard.
Yeah.
Like My Hero at some point is taking a long time to set things up. JJK, maybe I could do with an extra arc.
The JJK could have so many extra arcs.
Yeah.
But that's a different conversation.
Yeah.
how come everybody's just suddenly tanking Sukuna's black flashes? I mean, where have we seen a Sukuna black flash that, you know, these are the first time we're seeing Sukuna black flashes. And black flashes in general have, sure, they're strong, but they've been tanked. Geto tanked Yuta's. Like, I say tanked as in, like, it didn't kill them, right? Geto tanked Yuta's. Hanami was tanking black flash after black flash after black flash, like, literally 4 times. Mahito hit Todo with a black flash. And yeah, sure, he was injured, but Todo's not built like Yuji. He was alright. And this is Mahito. At probably his strongest, or like close to his strongest at that point. Again, Yuji also tanking those Mahito black flashes, landing those Mahito black flashes. Like, black flashes are not this insta-kill thing.
No.
And it's different because when Gojo lands a black flash on Sukuna, that is a blue punch black flash from Gojo, which is levels. And I mean levels above. Even Sukuna's black flashes, like, don't compare to Gojo's simply because of the blue mechanic. So
And the only person
like,
who comes close is Yuki, right?
I agree that Larue might maybe be a little bit too okay, unless he's got reverse curse technique. Like, if he hasn't healed from that and he's just standing up, walking around, maybe not. I can see why that would be annoying, because Sukuna did expect his black flash to kill Maki, and it didn't. Maki surviving it doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
I mean, it's like Plank says, there's a difference between shrugging it off, tanking it, and surviving it.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
tanking it is what Todo did to Mahito.
Yeah.
Larue did not do that. Not even Maki did that. So, I wouldn't say anybody tanked it.
I think it's important to just bring back that black flash is an amplification. So if the punch's power is lower, the amplification is obviously going to be lower again.
Yeah, very true.
You know, we don't know if it's a flat multiplication, if it's 8 times stronger than normal, or however they measure it. If it's a weaker punch, it's going to be amplified weaker. It's not just going to inherently make the punch stronger. And a good example is looking at a boxing match in the first round, comparing it to the 8th or 9th. It's like,
I mean,
they're prime fighters, but the punches are not going to hold as much weight. Whereas our heroes have had like a revolving door, you know?
You can literally just do 100 times, or 100 to the power of 1.25 and then do 50, and you'll get 2 different values. Like, the maths is there for you to do. You can visualize the difference in power.
Yeah.
I think people just sort of get hung up on a black flash being a named move, and that it sort of just has a flat damage, like a flat damage value.
Like,
and no matter how you throw it, like no matter how you throw the punch, if it's a black flash, it's instant massive damage.
Yeah.
It's just an amplification.
Yeah, very true. I'm not gonna lie, like, even those build-up chapters we were talking about may not be at, like, this level in terms of action, but to build up to this and whatever's coming, like, they are by no means bad chapters. Realistically, when this whole thing gets animated, no one watching the anime is ever gonna sit there and go, this is repetitive.
No.
Like, you're getting Gojo versus Sukuna, Kashimo versus Sukuna, Higuruma and, like, everyone else versus Sukuna, Yuta and Yuji, and then Maki, and then back to this, like, and then Kusakabe, Miguel. What's going on now? Chozo, Maki, Yuji, and then Yuji goes crazy. Like, that's gonna be everywhere on TikTok and everything when that gets animated, and I'm gonna call every single person out that I see who's going like, oh, this is the craziest shit I ever seen, knowing full well they were saying this was repetitive ass shit back when the manga came out.
Yeah. And I think as well, you know, when you were sort of listing off the fights, they're all sort of in one fight also. They are individual encounters with new characters, but it's all like in one fight. So this sort of action sequence we're going to see is probably going to span 4 or 5 episodes of just straight kick ass animation to probably the highest standard, and then when the Blu-ray inevitably drops another 6 months later,
Yeah.
we are going to see a peak.
I want from Gojo's unsealing onwards to be a movie.
Ooh.
Onwards.
Onwards until like maybe
Just the end of
probably
Sukuna Gojo.
Gojo's death.
Yeah.
And you just have Gojo's unsealing. Maybe they add in a little bit of filler for the month timescale, so we get like a little bit.
Yeah, so I think if there's been in the manga, like if we get to see like a bit of what was going on in the time skip, maybe just having like a bit of filler or like something that alludes to what was going on. So like I know it's kind of like in JJK 0, where you have hidden inventory flashbacks before hidden inventory was made. Do you get what I mean? Like when the movie came out, I'm pretty sure hidden inventory was a thing in the manga, but it was animated before they animated hidden inventory. Like that kind of thing is a
Hidden inventory
Right.
came out when
I have
Culling
no idea.
Games was going on. I'm pretty sure.
yeah, but they can just extend the fight as well, because like the fight's always longer when it's animated because they add extra
Yeah.
scenes that
Yeah.
don't even happen, and also it's a pretty well fleshed out fight in
Anyway.
general. So like you'll
Yeah.
have a lot of anime content. You can definitely make a movie out of that if you have
Well,
like
that fight can be 15 minutes.
Yeah.
It can be 15, 20 minutes,
It can be
100%.
it can be
It's
20
just,
minutes, no problem.
but the problem I'm seeing with that is the fight is a very flashy fight. So animation is going to cost an arm and a leg, and it's going to take so
That's why I
long
think
to
it'll be
do.
a movie.
So I really don't think it'd be suited to a movie. I think they'd get more hype and they'd generate better reactions if they released it weekly. I like the idea of
Yeah,
a
I
film,
mean-
don't get me wrong, but I just think the weekly release will just be
No, I get it.
Infinitely
it does make
better.
sense because I feel like the chapters are also divided in a way that does make episodes
Yeah.
very easy. Because obviously Gege did loads of cliffhangers at the end of chapters. It's just like it
Yeah.
ends on domain expansion, or it ends on he made his barrier really small, or it ends on like, Gojo's output's ramping up and Sukuna feels tension for the first time. Like so many opportunities to just have like banger endings. Yeah, I guess it would kind of, at least in terms of like looking at it from the studio's perspective, it would be a waste to put it all in one thing and not milk the
as
shit
well,
out of it.
They would make so much money from it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but they
but you've
did
gotta think,
like they
I
make
just-
so much from TV shows as well though.
I just think it's a one and done. It's as soon as that film is released, there's no content, there's a content drought. And that film is going to take massive, massive amounts of production, manpower, and actual time to properly do. And they're going to make sure they do it right.
Thing
And
is,
I
though,
just think
if it
There's
was
a
just
pretty
doing it as a
good chance that-
series and just releasing it in the format, I just don't think we'd get the payoffs we would from the cliffhangers, like you said,
yeah,
in the
I get
film,
you.
as we do from the episodes.
Thinking
And I
it,
just
thinking of it
think-
like that, like they will do it as episodes. But if it was a
No, they
movie,
will.
by the time that shit comes out, because it'll be like, it'll be way more than 3 years.
Yeah,
Like-
it'd be 2028 probably.
Like, yeah, it's ridiculous. I would
mean-
I'd so go to Japan just to see it in theaters. Like,
There's a very high
Oh, yeah.
likelihood that they'll do Culling Games and the season will end with Gojo's unboxing. And that'll be the cliffhanger. And then that's why I think that there's a good chance they'll do a movie. And then that cliffhanger will be Gojo's death. And then you wait a couple of years again for the rest of the fight.
see, based on the rest of the seasons, I'm not like, I think season 3, if they do it right, it can end on Gojo being unsealed, but it should more end around like Yuki Kenjaku. Like in terms of like based on how many chapters are in these current seasons. I'm not saying like, obviously they can just extend it and fit it in and go to Gojo, but based on what we're seeing, Kenjaku Yuki is where it would stop. I don't think that makes a lot of sense to do that. I think it should just end with Gojo, like unsealing, or like something, the conclusion of Yuki Kenjaku or something. But I'm interested to see how they pace it, because everything meshes together a bit more than it does with season 1 and 2.
Yeah.
It's quite difficult to,
Yeah.
Honestly,
Honestly, this is probably the first time I'm saying this across most animes. MAPPA have done pretty well with the pacing of everything so far. I don't think there's been bad pacing at all.
It's been incredible. Yeah.
I'm just gonna hold my hands up. I'm just gonna say I'm gonna trust them. If
Yep.
they think it's the right time to stop at Yuki Kenjaku, I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna trust the guys
Yeah.
because they know pacing better than any of us. Like we can theorize and say, this will be best or this will get the most content. They know how to properly animate shit and to get
Yeah.
things across the right way. So I'm gonna hold my hands up and say, trust MAPPA. This isn't like a One Piece situation. This isn't anything else. I feel like the pacing has been spot on.
I mean, even like, I think there are some mixed opinions on this, but I think, considering the rush they were in and the way that they actually like made the animation literally twice as good as it was in the second half of that season, Attack on Titan season 4 was beautifully paced, considering they were like under a massive time crunch then as well, like kind of similar to season 2 JJK. And it's still like MAPPA just has a good track record, I think, at least from what I'm aware of.
Like it just is incredibly paced and incredibly animated throughout. Like you don't have to consider their setbacks. Like it's
No.
under
Yeah.
perfect conditions, it's incredible. Same with the Vinland Saga season 2. Like that is just a masterpiece of a season.
Yeah.
I just think they always smash it release wise, like turning certain things into films and keeping other things. Like everything has just been like A grade.
It's just unfortunate. The MAPPA situation is just. It's unfortunate why it looks that good sometimes, and why it's.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
hope
rushed as well. Like,
I think it
they
was
need to get their shit together, really.
Well, no, in fairness, they've expanded their animation squad because
Yeah.
you've got to think of from a business perspective, you've got to think of the amount of turnover they've had these past couple of years. Like they've been cranking out hits.
Oh yeah, like the go-to. I mean,
You
the thing
know,
is, you also have to just appreciate when I say MAPPA as well. Like the animators individually are all so unbelievably passionate. Like I feel like they've been getting a lot of love. I love the kind of support a lot of animators were getting for the Blu-ray Maharaga Sukuna fight, because that's just like pure passion, and these like the animators just have so much to give. Just a huge part of what goes into it. So shout out the MAPPA animators, I guess.
The gang, the goats.
And I know they'll do everything justice.
And like JJK the film, the series, season 1 and 2, Banana Fish, Vinland Saga, Attack on Titan, Dororo,
Oh yeah. They've been hitting.
Yuri on Ice, Chainsaw Man, Terror and Resonance. Like
Chainsaw Man looks beautiful.
They got a stacked resume.
Yeah, so the turnover has been massive. So that means they can probably expand forces and probably buy out other studios. Let's be fair.
To be honest,
a lot of these people, and in our industry, especially media industries, they don't headhunt. If they get enough of capital, they just buy the company.
Yeah.
And just sort of do an acquisition, and then all of a sudden they've got another 60 animators and new facilities, and then they can sort of say, right, this team takes on this project, and then all of a sudden take on this project, and obviously then that gets streamlined, better working conditions for animators. It's just, unfortunately, in the world of business, nothing gets done overnight. You have to do things on a quarterly cycle. So
yeah,
it's just a real good thing, like you said, with the community, that MAPPA animators and editors and producers get a lot of love because they know that the situation is pretty shit right now.
Yeah.
I think the only studio that comes close to MAPPA, in my opinion, is WIT.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
David Productions is up there. Come on, the boys. Any JoJo fans in here, you'll know. You'll know.
For real though, when Sukuna and Gojo gets animated, it's gonna break Crunchyroll. Yeah, it's gonna pull, like, Gojo vs Sukuna will 100% do what Attack on Titan's finale did. Because I remember when Attack on Titan's finale dropped, like, Crunchyroll servers went down almost immediately.
I think it'll be bigger. I think it'll be the closest thing to when Goku Ultra Instinct, I think. When internet servers just crashed.
I don't think it's going to break it as much as that.
No, but it'll be the only thing that will come close.
Yeah, I don't know. I
I
just
think-
feel like the problem with scaling any sort of anime release is you've always got to take into consideration Dragon Ball and its sort of
Dragon
worldwide
Ball's
shit.
different,
Yeah,
though.
Dragon Ball's just like beyond anime, though, isn't it? Like people who
Yeah.
grow up, it's no different to like growing up watching Ben 10 or some shit. Like you don't even know it's
Yeah.
anime when you grow up watching it. It's just a show
I
that's
think-
on and you love it.
With Gojo Sukuna, I think like Twitter will die, Crunchyroll will die, all illegal. My voice. All
Shit will
I thought we were
die.
glancing over. I thought we were all going to glance over that.
But yeah, like you'll have a lot of sites die, but it won't be like where completely unrelated sites will go down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll still be able to use it. Like you can log into chess.com. But yeah.
Yeah, it was like the amount of internet traffic, and I think it was more so to do with the worldwide thing. Like, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, JJK is massively received, and there's worldwide fans, but it doesn't have the chokehold on Brazil and Latin America, and then like Vietnam, Cambodia, you know, and then the rest of the world as well, like Dragon
Yeah.
Ball has. So
Yeah.
I think
Dragon
that's
Ball's
when the
biggest.
you know, in massive quotation marks, when the internet crashed, that was probably the reason. Whereas if JJK has a similar event, generally speaking, it's going to be Japanese, European. And I'm not saying there's not a worldwide, you know.
It's huge in the US, bro.
Yeah.
Massive.
Yeah.
Demon
Oh,
Slayer
oh,
and Attack on Titan do not have bigger fan bases. What am I seeing?
Then Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah.
Maybe once upon a time. Not anymore.
No.
not Demon Slayer.
Nah, not Attack on Titan either. Dragon Ball is like
Well, then.
Dragon Ball's in its own.
Oh,
right.
not. I was talking about JJK, not Dragon Ball.
No. Oh wait.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's in reference
Oh.
to JJK, not
Oh.
not Dragon Ball.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. No.
Maybe Attack on Titan. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say like Attack on Titan in its prime, definitely.
I do
Not
love
a Dragon
how, like,
Ball, but like yeah.
when you talk about the big three, obviously One Piece, Naruto, like incredibly clear in terms
Shit.
of popularity.
Sorry.
But like Bleach has like incredible influence. But the big three was named that because it took all
Oh,
three
no.
of them just to fill the gap of Dragon Ball.
Oh, we've got Uraume Glaze. Hakari freezes to get to death against the Ice Star. Oh, be that. Yeah. I can't wait for it.
Because it won't happen.
Can't wait for that. And what do you mean it won't happen? If I'm
Hakari won't
saying this,
freeze
if
to death.
Hakari has not beaten Uraume already, it's not. He's not going to beat them.
Yeah, it won't end. Like the fight.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Alright, so JJK
by the
ends and it
same
just like
token-
end credit scene. They're still fighting.
Yeah, they're still just going at. No, I think
Okay.
it will be interrupted. I don't think.
Yeah,
it
but by
will
the,
end.
yeah, like you said with
It just makes
Um,
Hakari so bad if it's interrupted.
yeah, but
like,
if Hakari hasn't killed Uraume, he won't be able to kill it. But surely,
Yeah.
if Uraume hasn't already killed Hakari, she can't kill him either. It's like the same logic.
potentially.
You know, I'm not arguing that Hakari has higher output than Uraume, but I'm saying if it's just impossible to kill Hakari.
Because he, like,
Like-
Hakari's just hitting jackpot after jackpot after jackpot. And Uraume is just
Yeah.
like, I can't kill you,
The
bro.
reason there's two reasons Hakari is currently fighting Uraume. First one is both of them are like in the grand scheme of things irrelevant characters, so it's a good way to keep them both out of the Sukuna fight without it being sort of weird.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. Like, Hakari's not as
this-
relevant as the other three big hitters
yeah,
at the moment.
but the second reason is because they don't care to get rid of Uraume. They need the heavy hitters. They need to put as little amount of effort into Uraume as possible. Hakari can stall that out. Like if you put Yuta there, Yuta just clears the floor and we move on.
Yeah.
But you risk the Kenjaku
no.
doesn't die, or you risk Sukuna gets rid of everybody before Yuta can turn up.
I'm gonna copy Kaio and do this poll again. Yuta have slammed Uraume by now. Obviously. I don't. Can I spell?
Angel with the big 499. Answer this: if Hakari wasn't here, who's fighting Kashimo at that time? Oh, not this again, man.
Did my poll break? Oh,
Nope.
yeah, $5. Thank you again, Angel. If Hakari wasn't there, who's fighting Kashimo at that time? As in, like, who's fighting Kashimo or who would beat Kashimo?
No, I think it's sort of if
Panda.
Hakari wasn't there, who would be taking his place?
Panda. And we saw what happened to
The goat,
Panda.
yeah. The fight
It
on
would be
Kashimo,
Charles. It would be Charles.
probably.
It would be Charles.
Yeah,
Like, he'd
I
get
think it's
cooked.
no, I think it's more so from the angle of if Hakari wasn't in the picture, who would they send?
Who would they send
for that
to
fight?
that colony?
Yeah, for that fight. So out of the guys we had access to at that time, who would they send?
It's not going to be Yuta because altogether, Sendai was just much more dangerous than
Probably
Kashimo in
Maki
a
then,
single
right?
colony.
I think it'd be
Wasn't making the other point.
I think
They probably will have left Kashimo to a later date.
I think they just leave. Maybe just leave Kashimo there. I'm not gonna lie. Like, they
I
don't
leave
have the
Kashi-
resources for it. Sendai was the biggest threat.
Uraume, I think they send both Maki and Yuta and they just try and get that done as quick as possible.
It has to
Three.
end quickly.
Kyle, you
Because
think 3 chapters, 1 domain expansion, and it's over. It's
Well, if
so
Uraume has
wrapped
nothing
for
to do with the
Uraume.
domain, yeah,
Nah, but even if Uraume has something to deal with the domain, like Hollow Wicker
Hollow Wicker Basket.
Oh,
every time. Hollow Wicker Basket ain't gonna save Uraume, bro. You saw what it was doing to Sukuna.
Yeah.
Sukuna still had 2 arms free.
I think the reason Hakari's there is to stall. If you're not stalling, you're getting Uraume gone instantly.
yeah. You have to take it off the board.
2 chapters
It's
of
either
Yuta playing in
you
base.
keep
Yeah,
it-
fair.
You either
Very
have to sort of distract or eliminate.
Yeah.
And we have to give an answer though. We have to give an answer because it was a donation.
I think it'd be Yuta and Maki.
I don't think it would be Yuta. I think Maki makes sense.
I think
because,
it'd be Maki.
like, Maki was sent to the names on the tip of my tongue, but I don't want to butcher it, so I'm not going to try.
Is it one of the colonies?
Sakurajima? Okay, maybe I have
Oh,
butchered that.
no, wait. I'm talking about Uraume. Are you talking about?
Oh, we're talking about Uraume. Oh, sorry. I thought we were still on the Kashimo thing.
No.
Against Uraume, it has to be Yuta. Like, if you're actually looking to just take them down straight off the bat, it has to be Yuta out of all those options. Right. Yeah.
Trying to find the panel of when Hakari comes in. Because if I'm not mistaken, he
Strongest
says...
user glazer in history versus the strongest user glazer of today.
Yeah, Hakari says, sorry, pal, I made a promise, you're not going anywhere.
I'm
he
sorry,
stated-
Kaio, but
Yeah.
you are the challenger here, bro. I would win when it comes to the Yuta
The Yuta
glazer.
Glaze. Yeah.
You can have your Uraume glaze, but I'm taking that title of Yuta glazer. I'm
If I
stealing
was
it
a
from
betting
you.
man. Yeah, if I was a betting man, and I am, I'd put my money on you, Allons. Be the
you should.
strongest Yuta Glazer.
You should, for sure.
Something I wanted to bring up, slightly off topic, but we're talking about Hakari. Have any of you guys seen the Ultimate 777 theory? Where
Oh, is it like when a combination
there's a higher form of jackpot?
I have
That
not.
Why would
I
that
have
be
to
a
find
thing?
it.
He hasn't hit
as a-
777, has he?
No, but 777 on Pachinko is ultimate jackpot. I saw someone mention it in chat earlier, and it reminded me to bring it up.
Oh, if
But
that's
I can't
actually a thing in
remember who said
Pachinko,
it. Yeah,
then I'd back it 100%. I think that'd be
Please
sick.
chat.
I think that'd be
Please
awesome.
chat. If you mentioned it earlier, I can't remember your name. If you're still here, please bring it up. But yes, I saw something on Twitter about it, and then I saw something else on Twitter about it from a different guy. And then I also saw someone bring it up in chat. So it's clearly either a new theory or someone have brought it up.
Hakari's
yeah.
ultimate jackpot is he now has infinite curse techniques.
So
Like
what would
it could
ultimate
be,
jackpot be?
it could literally be anything, you know. I just thought it was a cool. I just thought it was a cool concept, and I think it. A Hakari power up is always cool, but I didn't want to get sucked into the trap of just believing any headcanon. But it was the Pachinko link for me, which was like
Yeah, I like
that
it.
makes sense. and it also backs everything else. And right now, I feel like Hakari's output just isn't on the level of everyone else. So I think he does actually need. I know it sounds sort of mad me saying this, but I feel like Hakari does need a power up if he's going to come back.
Output.
I mean, yeah,
Infinite
like,
output.
it's the same idea of against Kashimo. If it wasn't for the water, Hakari's not beating Kashimo. Like if Kashimo and Uraume are just tanking those punches, tanking those kicks, all Hakari can do is eventually outlast them in cursed energy.
Yeah,
That makes sense. So that's it.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, is probably why, because I don't believe that Uraume doesn't have a domain, because they are a Heian era sorcerer, so ridiculously strong. I don't want to believe they don't have a domain. So I'm thinking Uraume's just going like, look, if I use a domain and it doesn't kill him, I'm screwed, because then with his infinite cursed energy, he's just going to completely outlast Uraume.
Tire
Which is probably,
him out.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's such a big gap. Like, Hakari has got such a cool technique. He's incredibly well liked. He's probably one of the top in terms of from the good side, you know, in terms of power. And he's missing that, like, final piece of the puzzle, I feel.
Maybe.
When you look at everyone else and they've either got cursed tools and heavenly restrictions, or they've got multiple techniques, or they've got tools which they use in conjunction with multiple techniques, and Black Flash is alongside that. Hakari has none of that. I think there's one thing that we're missing to go, okay, right, he can still hang
and
with
like,
the big boys.
Maybe.
Because right now, the Hakari Yuta debate isn't even close.
Yeah, it's not anywhere at all. But maybe maybe that could be what Yuta meant by, like, when Hakari gets on a roll.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I think it's a case of
maybe that's why
we
I'm
don't know
yet.
enough about Hakari, but everyone else rates Hakari because they all know. It's just no one have brought it up. Because realistically, he hasn't been in and amongst a group fighting to the level where he would need to reveal it, or for people to even talk about it.
They don't all know because Maki says Yuta's not on the same level. So maybe it literally is just Gojo and Yuta know about 777.
Yeah.
Everyone else is unaware.
Maybe it's sort of a hidden technique. And if he reveals, if I hit a 777, you know, shit goes nuclear, and then all of a sudden, after 37 minutes in Jackpot, finally Hakari's beaten corpse hits a 777 and finally has the output to get rid of Uraume, because then it just becomes a grudge match of Hakari trying to last as long.
That would be crazy. Can you imagine if it was just infinite output?
With just relying on his curse technique to just keep him going until that finally hits that pachinko jackpot.
Okay, wait. Hello?
Hello?
Okay, Wi-Fi died.
Uh-oh.
Not good.
Just for a second, though. Is the stream bugging out, or are we,
I think you're okay.
We're good. It's my Wi-Fi at home, man. Just cuts out. 86% in favor of Yuta. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, no, I agree, Jaff. I think that's the only justification I can see for believing the statement that when on a roll, Hakari is stronger than Yuta.
Yeah, I think there's...
Otherwise, it's just waffle.
Yeah, I think it's just sort of narrative breadcrumbs again from Gege. I think he's just trying to allude to the fact that we've seen him on a roll, but this is just sort of tier 1 of what he can potentially do. But there's been no reason to, there's been no reason.
What would be crazy is if he got 777 and then upgraded to infinite output. Surely he just destroys the earth at that point, though.
It depends how long he has it for. It could literally be like a 5-second buff.
It's like one massive output.
One massive punch.
He just turns into One Punch Man for 5 seconds. I'd say that's
then
that would probably waste Yuta.
Yeah, that just sort of
Oh, if he turns into
eliminates the punch kick
Saitama,
merchant.
yeah,
Which turns
if
into
he turns
Yuki,
into
right?
Saitama, it's finished.
I'd like to
There's
see.
nobody in the series.
Yeah, I'd
really
like to
wish
see
Yuji was
something.
fight.
You know, you've both seen Chainsaw Man,
Yeah.
similar to Aki
Mm.
Yeah.
with the nail. I feel like that'd be sort of something cool along those
no
lines.
Boros buff. No Boros buff. Just you wait.
Fuck no, Lara. She's not coming back. Stop coping.
The
Sure,
copium,
stop
the
Nobara.
copium will never die. For as long as this channel is alive, the copium will never die. But JJK will end. I'll be sitting here talking about whatever the hell's going
Spin
on.
off.
Like,
The Nobara spin off.
No, yeah.
No,
The
we
cope
won't
will
be talking about that
continue.
because she'll be back.
True.
Oh, the copium is real.
I'll
It's 2
find
versus
a
1.
way. I'll be
don't know.
watching other anime being like, aha, it's clearly foreshadowing that Gojo's returning.
Yeah.
I'll be so done. Yeah, no.
The next MAPPA project, you'll be like, I'm sure that was
This
Nobara
is
in the
it.
background.
We're getting the crossover. We're getting the crossover. Gojo's
Imagine if
coming
Hakari
back.
made a binding vow that for like 15 minutes he was in Jackpot, but he could never use it again. He just fought Sukuna for 15 minutes straight in Jackpot.
I still don't think he'd have the output to do any damage.
Nothing, bro.
But
I do.
he'd buy so much time. I mean,
Yeah,
he's
but-
given Shoko and Yuta 15
Darcy,
minutes
because,
to work
like,
on Gojo.
I feel like Sukuna just, I don't know.
I just think there's the level that we're at now. And in terms of output, Hakari's just nowhere near the rest of the crew.
Sukuna's so fast as well that all he would need to do is just outlast the 4 minutes 11 seconds, and then he just waffleizes him before that
Yeah.
domain gets expanded. Like he just gets so unbelievably fried. Even just an
He
arm.
makes a binding vow so that it affects his output as well. Just starts slamming Sukuna.
What, be like, pull a Miwa and be like, if this is the last jackpot I ever hit,
Yeah.
and he gets an insane buff. That would be crazy, to be fair. I'd be
Speaks
very
to
much here
fate.
for that.
He puts an acca on him hitting 3 jackpots in a row. If he does, he gets the output as well.
he
Imagine
gambles
Hakari
on
in
the
The full,
final
the
battle.
full gamble, hitting the
Yeah,
parlay.
I like it. I like it.
Hakari and God are just
Yeah.
sat there playing cards.
If I hit 5 black flashes in a row, will you guarantee my next 5 will also be black flashes?
Yeah.
At the start of the series, Gege said that either everyone but one person, everyone in the starting group would die, or only one person would die. That's why Gojo and Nobara aren't confirmed dead yet. I can't lie, I wouldn't take that statement to mean anything. I think Gege
No.
could fully just be waffling. Like, I don't know why, because I've heard that statement before. I would not take it seriously if I were you. I don't think it really will add up
KA
to all
said
that
it
much.
would end within a year. And he
Yeah,
said that, like,
KK said
3
it would
years
end
ago.
at like the end of 2023. I don't think it even ends 2024. I'm not gonna lie, or at least if it does, it'll be late 2024.
Yeah. TMOs in chat.
TMOs. This is Pokemon.
Dom cooling off.
Fuck off.
Cooling off in the JJK chat.
No, I'm kidding. It's not Pokemon, bro. No. Kizakabe, bro. Kizakabe, where you at, man? Surely you've learnt RCT by now. Get back up in that fight.
If Uraume can do it.
Yeah.
I just want my
over
boy back.
Higuruma.
Yeah.
I just want my boy back. I just love Higgs so much.
We
Sweet.
can sacrifice Kusakabe for
I'll
Uraume.
sacrifice half of the cast. I can't lie. I just want Higuruma back. At this point, I'd sacrifice Gojo for it.
God no.
Have we actually done the chapter review?
Yeah, we
I
finished.
Yeah,
can't
we've-
remember.
we've-
Okay, we did.
2 hours
Yeah,
ago.
I was gonna say
No,
either,
it was an hour ago.
either we like
Yeah,
finished it or we just went on the longest tangent.
Longest tangent ever.
Oh.
No, I'm fairly certain. Let me just go back through the scans, make sure we haven't missed anything.
You know what though?
I mean,
Um,
we didn't summarize our thoughts.
Yeah, just want to wrap up.
Compared to the first few chapter review streams, we've been consistently sitting at around like 45, 50 viewers. So thank you very much, guys. I appreciate that a lot. Obviously, the regular faces, Kusakabe. Thank you, Timos. I appreciate that a lot. You know, I appreciate that. Adrian for the donations, Angel for the donations. Am I missing anyone? Down to grab, you're normally here. Oh, just everyone in chat, man. Thank you. Thank you. And yeah, I hope you all enjoyed chapter 256 as much as I did.
You're not going to summarize your thoughts on the chapter?
Yeah, I said wrap up in terms of wrap up your thoughts, not wrap up the stream.
No, I'm gonna wrap up the stream in the next like 10 minutes at least anyway. So
Yeah.
because I've had a bit of a headache all day. I'm not gonna lie. I nearly didn't do this stream.
Alon's Pookie Bear is ill.
Arctes is here as well. I have been cooking.
Golly SX, bro.
And Shane, yeah, true. Golly SX. Golly SX.
Mm-hmm. Golly SX, you know Golly SX.
Yeah, like what, like? Who's that? Who's Thomas?
I don't know.
Thomas, who are you, bruv? Do I know you? I do know Golly SX, yeah.
Maybe Thomas is Golly. I don't know what Golly's real name is.
Better than the tier list stream. Hell no. Tier list stream popped.
Hell no.
The tier list stream popped. And we'll be doing part 2 on Sunday, so.
Yeah, and the Discord server will be out before that, and Jaff will have uploaded a video before that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot. There's a lot coming
shit
through.
to be doing.
It's a very busy end of the week. But yeah. Videos in the pipeline. Just doing the finishing touches on the editing now.
Adrian, you've got a point. I'm not going to lie. But no, it will be wrapped up in the next 10 minutes.
All right.
Because I have a headache and I need to actually eat something
wrap
as
up your
well.
thoughts. Thoughts on the chapter. Allons, go.
Yuji is peak. Like, peak main character.
Yeah.
So fucking cool. Chozo is seriously underrated. And he showed up in this chapter. Maki kind of just didn't really do anything, which I'm confused by. Slightly. Larue, goated. Miguel didn't really do anything. Sukuna, pussy. Yuji Black Flash versus Sukuna Black Flash contest is definitely inbound for next chapter. Either that or Hakari versus Uraume, but the Black Flash battle is coming soon. That's what I think. Oh, Timos with the £2. Thank you very much. Oh, I appreciate that a lot, man.
Good.
Absolutely go. Yeah, Angel, Adrian, and Timos for the donations. Thank you very much. I'm sorry if I've forgotten anyone.
We've been cooking.
Jaff, thoughts on the chapter?
Chozo stock straight through the roof. Always believed in my boy.
Yeah.
I think the Yuji Deku comparison is sort of getting even stronger now, especially after that Black Flash page. Yuji just in general, man. Just
so cool.
Excellent character. I'm loving this power up and this potential awakening. I'm gonna retcon that with proper translations. Do not take that with a pinch of salt. I've honestly, biggest dark horse this chapter for me in the highlight probably was Larue. I think incredibly outperformed what I expected of him. And potentially one of the coolest abilities we've seen if the consciousness thing is actually translated correctly.
I mean, it's definitely a lot better than just the big hand, right?
Yeah.
God, my voice is going now. Fucking hell, Jin is contagious.
Yeah, I just think that was the surprise factor for me this chapter. I think everything else, if you had told me yesterday, I wouldn't have been shocked. But the Larue sort of level up from what we already knew was the fun part for me. Also, the Black Flash and all of the artwork is once again incredible.
Yeah, it's incredible. Jid?
Yeah, I've been saying Yuji is incredible. I've been saying Choso's incredible. Everyone's seeing it now. I'm like a messiah, but it's so sick. I just love seeing Yuji be strong because I've been saying the potential is going to come for a while, like since I finished season 1, and he gets a lot of shit for being a really bad main character from idiots, and now they're all coming to the side that Yuji is incredible, and I love it. I cannot wait. Cannot wait for next chapter, which is in 2 weeks. No.
I know the break,
Yeah,
man.
the break. Oh, but we had 3 in a row, though. We had 3 in a row.
I know.
That's
Yeah,
Have you
you
heard
gotta
about
look
the
after his
month
health.
break?
Sorry?
Have you heard about the 1 month break?
Yeah, I saw it on April Fool's.
Oh, it was on April Fool's.
Yeah, and it
Oh.
tricked me as well.
Oh my god.
I
Scared the
retract my
shit out of me, bro. You realize that's
Yeah.
like, that's also just content hell as well. Like, if you've got a
Oh,
month
yeah.
with nothing new, you're screwed. But yeah. I think we'll wrap it up by 22. 5 minutes. I like
5
ending.
minutes?
I like ending on satisfying
On a
numbers.
round,
I don't know.
on a round number.
Yeah, 35 seems wrong. Who's?
But yeah, good chapter. A real good
It's
chapter.
so good. So good. Do you know what though? I waited. I ruined my sleep schedule by waiting to 5 a.m. He dropped the first page and I fell asleep.
Oh,
was
I set an alarm.
So tragic. A man of few words.
That's the point where I'm at now for leaks. I go to bed like relatively earlier than I normally do, and I set an alarm for leak time.
An alarm is
Yeah.
the play, I can't lie. Although, I'm so pissed off because I got up to well, I didn't get up, but I was there to read the JJK leaks, and I instead got hit with more MHA leaks than JJK
Oh, it was
leaks.
so
And I
sad.
was not happy about that because I've had a
Oh.
major spoiler.
Yeah, I was so upset, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not great.
But I grind out. I should be caught up with everything. My hero related by tomorrow, which should be good.
Nah, you rattled through that. Holy
Yeah.
shit!
I'm episode
we're like
2 of season 6.
Season 6 now. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Passionate, man.
Last time
Yeah.
we streamed, I was on episode 8.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, I finished season 4 and 5 within a day.
That's sort of my level of One Piece.
Yeah,
Just
I
having it.
finished Naruto in a week.
Yeah,
I
that's
banged
crazy.
out 10 episodes of One Piece this morning. It's
Oh,
beautiful.
good shit.
I'm
We're
on
about to at
I'm
now.
on episode 80. I'm on the not episode 80. I'm on episode like 75, 76. I think we're the Candle Donny on the dinosaur
Oh yeah,
island place. I
Mr.
think.
2,
He's 3, isn't he?
Mr. 3. Sorry,
Well, it's hard to miss because
Yeah.
he's got a massive, weird
3.
like
yeah,
3 on his head. He looks like
Yeah.
a numberjack.
yeah.
Zoro's reactions in that fight are so funny.
Zoro, I just love Zoro in general, man.
Yeah, Zoro's cool.
I really like Sanji as well. Sanji's great. For now. For now.
For now,
For now.
he does get slightly obnoxious. In the anime, at least, he's not as bad through manga.
Kusakabe, I actually started off, I read like the first 40 episodes worth, and I just decided I'd rather watch it. Like, I'm enjoying watching it more than I was enjoying reading it. A lot more.
My One Piece journey was through recap videos. It's so bad, but
Yeah, that's fucking. I can't lie.
I
That's
I
very
knew so
fucked.
much of this. I knew like an insane amount of spoilers that I couldn't hype myself to watch anything because I knew the climax of every single like major plot point.
Thomas, who
Like,
are you,
certain
bro?
characters I
How do I,
couldn't
how
love.
do I know you? How do I know you?
Who?
Thomas, I want to know who Thomas is. I can't tell who he is. I clearly know him. He clearly knows me, but I don't know who the
He's
fuck
on
he
one
is.
of the teams in Yule. He mentioned.
Adrian, that is exactly what you should do, man. I watched it all the way through, and then I've gone back and I've read it, and so I started in September. But yes, do exactly what you've said. Read it and then watch it for the fights or for your
What I-
favorite sections.
What I did for Naruto was I read it and then went to TikToks for the fights.
Went to TikTok to see the
Yeah,
fight.
just like I read the whole series and then
Oh.
no. As in like I finished the whole series and I was like, oh, Rock Lee Gara was a good fight. I'm gonna go back
Oh,
and
yeah,
watch
yeah,
that
yeah.
TikTok.
Surely YouTube would be the better place to get it HD and
No,
full screen.
because the edits are cool.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
not
makes
full.
sense.
85% user-sided. Are you a Trump player? I see.
Naruto fight edits are incredible. Naruto has some of the best edits.
I've seen good Naruto edits, to be fair, and I've not been enjoying watching Naruto so far. So I'm only
Yeah.
like 15 episodes in, which is so fucking boring.
TikTok editors can make anything look cool, and I'll stand by that.
That's true. That's very true.
I literally saw a Spy X Family edit the other day, and I sat down and watched it, and I was like, okay, I'd never watched this, but that was really cool.
Yeah, Spy X Family is on my list. Is chat slow on stream? Wait, what does that mean?
I think there's a slight delay, but
It's
I
been
mean,
5 minutes.
It will be my crappy Wi-Fi because
yeah.
I've turned off the. Oh,
yeah,
it has been 5 minutes.
It has been 5 minutes. I want to watch some My Hero, so let's get it wrapped up.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you very much for popping on. We were averaging like 45, 50 viewers. That's crazy for a chapter review. Angel, Adrian, Timos, thank you for the donations. As always, go to people in stream. I'll probably do another stream next week. We've got the one on Sunday for the tier list. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up there. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming, and good luck. Good luck surviving break week, everyone. Right. My OBS isn't opening. I can't end the stream. I can't. It's telling me to stay here. Okay, wait.
I like Spy Family, Adrian.
I've got it. All right, we're good. Okay, see you guys.